What's up, Multiverse? Dr. Dave here. Welcome to the Geek Lounge. So earlier this week, I updated the main FUNKO POP display in the Geek Lounge. We took some stuff out, added some stuff in, spruce it up a little bit. And in today's video, we're going to be doing the exact same with the alternate display. So what I'm going to be doing differently in today's video is clearing out the entire display. So you guys will actually get to see a lot more of my FUNKO POP collection you don't normally get to see because it is buried in behind. Now, you may not be able to tell this, but this actually goes back quite deep. It's either 5 or 6 deep. So we've got around 250 FUNKO Pops just in this section alone. And then of course there is a small section above, a small section below, and then we have more in the other side, again a small section up top, and then some more, let's call it a medium section below. And I'll be clearing out all 5 of these sections. Some stuff will go into storage and then newer things will also go in. And before anyone says anything, yes, I know it is a wardrobe which should predominantly be used for storing clothing and not FUNKO Pops, but what's a guy going to do when he's got space issues? And it's not like I'm a fashion icon or anything, right? And through the magic of editing, let's get this cleared. And there we go, everything is emptied out, well, almost. So this is about the 3rd or 4th time over the last few years that I've emptied out this display, and I always keep the die casts at the front just to give it a little bit of stability, though in saying that there's not really any die cast or any kind of hard cases in behind, if that makes sense. And let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of the die cast collection? Me personally, I do enjoy them. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but I think they do look really cool. Having said that though, I kind of feel FUNKO have maybe given up on the whole die cast thing. Apart from Captain America, which was the very first release, none of the others have gained any value. They're often restocked and go into sales, so yeah, I kind of feel they are giving up on it. Oh, and if you guys are wondering what that Giyu Tomioka is doing there, it's a spare one I had. It's just literally again for stability. So the plan for today, I guess, is going to be a little bit chaotic because on the one hand, I want to consolidate a lot of collections because I actually had Attack on Titan figures up there, some in there and some down there, and that's just stupid. But on the other hand, I like to throw a lot of FUNKO Pops in here that I think I will be able to get signed in the very near future. That's why a lot of it is anime based, because of course we do get a lot of voice actors come over and I can get those FUNKO Pops signed. But with that, you're then like potentially burying some things, a guest gets announced. As I said, it's all a bit chaotic. And speaking of signed FUNKO Pops, I actually took a look at my entire signed FUNKO Pop collection a week or so ago. There's a link to it if you did want to check that out. But one of the things it made me realise is I have so many signed FUNKO Pops that were just either in cupboards, buried in behind other Pops, so I couldn't enjoy them, which is also pretty stupid. So another one of the goals today is to get the signed FUNKO Pops front and centre in this display. Yes, it's not the main display that I use, but it is an alternate one. I filmed some videos in it, especially shorts. So yeah, I've got a lot of thinking to do, what goes in behind, what goes on top, what goes in front. As I said, it's going to be pretty chaotic. But one of the things I will definitely be doing is boxing up a couple of collections. And those 2 collections that I'm going to box up are both Pokemon and Stranger Things. So with Pokemon, I'm definitely not going to be getting any of these signed. I do have some signed ones in the collection already. I'll show you guys those a little bit later on. And of course, I do also have some Stranger Things signed ones. They're literally right behind me right now. And I definitely want to get more added to the collection, but I haven't heard about any guests attending any UK cons anytime soon. I said any way too many times there. Although Noah Schnapp, I think his name is, the actor who plays Will, was announced for The Love of Fantasy in August, but there was a very negative reaction to that announcement. He of course made some posts to do with the Israel-Palestine war, some like not great posts. He rescinded on it later, but just such a stupid thing to do, so I don't know if he's even going to attend. And I think he was like super expensive compared to some of the guests I've met in the past as well. But I figured if we box these all up and have them in like 1 or 2 boxes in storage, then you know, I know where they are if anyone does get announced and I want to get that pop signed. And before I box them all up, I figured I'd show them off to you guys. I'm actually quite happy to get the Pokemon collection out because it was buried right at the bottom and I honestly had never recorded which ones I had. And then when new ones came out, I was like, well, obviously I need the new ones, but what older ones do I need as well? Now I can record the collection. So what do we have then? We've got Ponyta, Vulpix, Horsey, Pikachu, there's Mr. Mime, Alakazam, Dragonite, Espeon, Eevee, we've then got Sylveon, Scorbunny, Mew, Munchlax and Oshawott. And in behind those then we've got Vaporeon, Glaceon, Growlithe, Leafeon, Arcanine down here with Rattata, Cubone and Jolteon. Oh, sorry, Pichu there as well. And down here we've got the Pokemon Center exclusive Pikachu, Flocked Squirtle, Flareon, as well as Lapras. I know I do have the Pokemon Center exclusive Lucario as well, but I think he's already in storage. And I do also have the 10-inch Charizard as well. Again, I know he's definitely in storage. So let's quickly check out the Stranger Things collection as well. I think you guys have asked me to do a short on this, so I better get round to doing that before I get these all boxed up. Who do we have then? So let's just go across. We've got Demobat, Dart, Vecna, that Hot Topic exclusive Burning Glow in the Dark Vecna. There's Joyce, 11 Elevated, Snowball Dance Mike, Snowball Dance 11, Billy, Will, Steve with these sunglasses. We've got Upside Down Will, Steve all kind of beaten up, Max with a Halloween costume, Mike, Will, Lucas and Dustin all in the Ghostbusters outfits, the Chase Demogorgon, then we've got the Tom Bruce Monster as well as the 6-inch Demogorgon. And here is the rest of them. I've stacked them a lot more nicer. So then we've got Bob in Scrubs, Bob, Dustin the hockey gear, Mr. Clark, Hopper with the coffee, Hopper with the vines, 11 hospital gown, that's 11 burger t-shirt, that's what I was about to say, 11 with Egos. We've got Mike, Steve, Robin, Dustin, Lucas, Erica, Max, Hopper date night, always a funny one. Then we've got 11, Battle 11, another 11 there, a couple Will the Wises, Joyce and Hopper. That's not actually a 2-pack, even though it was sold as a 2-pack. Always found that a bit funny. Will, Max, Lucas, Erica. Then down here finally we've got 11, 11, 11, quite a few 11s. Eddie, Mike, Dustin, Steve, and Robin. And I actually thought my Stranger Things collection was pretty big. It's nearing 70, including those signed ones behind me, but I'm still missing quite a few. I mean, yeah, the Stranger Things Funko Pop collection is massive. Alrighty then guys, let's get working on the display, and I'm not going to lie, I've been debating for some time what to go where. As I said, on one hand I want to consolidate all collections together, on the other hand I want some signed things at the front, so you're like, they're like two opposites in themselves. And then of course if we have some stuff buried and then a guest gets announced for a con quite soon, you're like, man, I've just buried this under 100 pops. So it's quite difficult, but I have actually decided to put the My Hero Academia collection at the bottom to kind of build up the base, because it is the biggest collection I have. Is it the biggest collection I have overall? I'm not entirely sure. Definitely the biggest collection I have that's going into this display. So first up here then we have a bunch of Dekus. I put those in there at the back because I wouldn't actually get any of them signed. I've got a couple others in mind, and then we've also got an Ochako and a Bakugo because I do already have variants of those signed. Next up we got a couple of All Mights, a couple of Aizawas, a Togata and an Eri. Then we got variants of Suyu, Jiro, Momo, as well as 3 from that baseball OVA that they did. To save repeating myself and boring the hell out of you guys, the goal is to have ones that I would prefer to get signed kind of front and top, if that makes sense, like to be more at the front and to be more higher. I hope that kind of makes sense. Then there's Kurogiri, Tenya Ida, Aijiro Unbreakable, a couple of Tokiyamis, and the Flocked Hawks. And then in front of those are of course the Diecast and that random Gyu Tomioka, as I said, for stability. Next I'm going to pop in the Class 1B exclusives, which do actually take up 1.5 spaces because there are 9 of them. I honestly can't believe we have Class 1B and not all of Class 1A yet, but hopefully they do come very, very soon. We've then got Lock, or who really should actually be called Rock. It's a translation issue if you didn't know. And then 2 variants of Himiko Toga, one of my favourite characters, probably my most favourite villain to be honest. And after that I've got Yurashi, Shigaraki. You guys will see a couple of chases in here as well, both Twice and Shoto Todoroki. Again, I realise crazy to have chases in behind, buried, but to be honest, I wouldn't get these ones signed. The stickers are a bit intrusive, so that's why they're going there. We've also got Shinso and Fat Gum in his slim form. And in front of those, we've got Spinner, Gran Torino, Mirko, Midnight, Tamaki Amajiki, and Ryukyu. So front and center then you guys will see no My Hero Academia, at least not yet. I've got a bunch of signed TV, WWE, a few random things, and I didn't actually want to mix those in with the anime, and I wanted to start off with those things at the bottom. So then here we have Lagatha, Rolo, and Floki from Vikings. And we have the 3 faces of Foley, Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love. I have actually taken Spinner out. I popped, there he is, Ragnar Lothbrok in behind. Hopefully Travis Fimmel will come to a UK Comic Con in the near future so I can get that one signed. But at least I know exactly where he is, right in behind Lagatha. So continuing upwards with our Tower of Funko Pops, I've gone with Avatar The Last Airbender at the back. I've just heard nothing about any of these guests attending a UK Comic Con anytime soon. I mean, Lord Ozai was actually voiced by Mark Hamill, so Yeah, I don't know if I'll even ever get that one signed. And in front of those, we've got a few more Avatar The Last Airbender and some Fullmetal Alchemist. Annoyingly enough, I could have got all three of these signed at MCM Comic Con London last October. I did actually go to get this signed along with Tamaki Amajiki, but the voice actor Aaron Dismuke had left before I could go and see him on the Sunday. To be fair to him, it was right at the end of the day. And I did actually meet the voice actors of Roy Mustang and Lust, which is of course Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey, married in real life. I just actually got different Funko Pops signed of characters they voiced. We've got some more of my FMA collection in front. I have actually taken two out because I will be getting them signed next weekend at London MCM Comic Con. More on that in a few minutes. And at the front of those guys, we are back to My Hero Academia. I can't decide which of these two Dekus I would like to get signed. Maybe I'll just get them both signed if Justin Briner does come back to the UK. I know I mentioned earlier I've already got a signed Bakugo, but I would love to get this con exclusive sticker one signed as well into the collection with a new quote. And then these other three I would love to get signed as well. Todoroki, Darby and All For One. So front and center of this row then guys, we've got my 4 signed Walking Dead Funko Pops, Carl, Ezekiel, Jesus and Dwight. And then these were pretty much the 2 random ones I have in the collection, Michael McIntyre and Panther from Persona 5 the video game. I'd definitely love to get more of those Persona 5 ones signed. Hopefully some of the voice actors come in the near future. So up top then I've decided to go with Bleach. There you guys will see this random Black Manta pop in there. I always pop that there because, pun intended with the word pop, we have the, it's not really a hinge is it, I guess the fittings of the wardrobe that holds it together, and I don't want anything that I'm too concerned will get damaged, so that's why the Black Manta pop goes in there. So yeah, as I said, we're going with Bleach, so we've got a bit of an Ichigo squad going on here, as well as Rukia, Renji, Grimmjow and Ulquiorra. Now there are more Bleach Funko Pops coming out, so it's a little bit annoying to have them, I guess, kind of like in the middle, but I probably won't be picking those up for some time, to be perfectly honest. And then we have another 2 Dekus, Midoriyas, whatever you want to call them. In front of those, we've got Spinner, Toga twice, a couple of Aizawas. Again, I can't really decide which one I want to get signed. Maybe I'll get both. And Sir Night-Eye. And in front of those, we've got 1A classmates Tanya Ida, Minoru Mineta, Denki Kaminari, Fumikage Takeyomi, Yuga Ayoma, and Kyoko Jiro. So this is what I've gone with front and center, and you're probably asking straight off the bat, what is the deal with these 2 unsigned Funko Pops? Well, they won't be unsigned for very long, guys. I mentioned it earlier, at least I think I mentioned it earlier. I'll be attending MCM Comic Con London next weekend, and we'll actually be getting these 2 signed, so I wanted to pop them in now. Yes, it may be a little bit annoying because they'll probably be stacked like 5 deep, I'm gonna say, but at least I know where they are and I can pick them out in a week's time. And the rest we have here, Katsuki Bakugo, Chako Uraraka, pardon me, Suyu Asui, as well as Eri. Fun fact, that Katsuki Bakugo was the first ever Funko Pop I got signed. So moving up then, I'm going to pop in my Attack on Titan collection next, at least the standard size ones. The majority of the Titans are all 6 inches. Apart from these 3 right here, we've got 2 of Eren's Titan form as well as Ymir's Titan. There's also Kenny, Yelena and Bertolt. Next in then we have Ymir, Krista, Queen Astoria, Hanji, Irvin and Armin. Guys, believe it or not, I actually own no signed Attack on Titan Funko Pops. I can't believe it. I really need some UK cons to bring over some AOT voice actors pronto so we can change that. One is, however, coming in June at Anime Con UK in Birmingham. Can you guys guess which character it is before I put them out? In front of those, we got a bunch of Levi's and a couple of Erins. If I ever got to meet Matthew Mercer, sadly he did come to MCM Comic Con London last October. I just didn't get a ticket. I'd probably get him to sign this Levi for me. And in front of those, we got young Eren, young Mikasa, and the rest of the Mikasa squad. Honestly, don't know which Mikasa I would like to get signed. I think if Bryce Papenbrook and Trina Nishimura did come over, I'd definitely get the 2 OG ones signed, but I think I do quite like that one as well. And you guys probably saw a random Mirio Togatar in his Lemillion hero costume there. It was the last My Hero one I had before the rest were going to put on the front, so I figured we may as well consolidate in with the rest of the collection. Speaking of the front, we have the rest of the My Hero Academia collection here, and you guys will once again see there are a couple of unsigned ones, but that will change very, very soon. So we've got Nejire signed by Lindsay Seidel. Hawk's voice actor Zena Robinson will be attending Anime Con UK Birmingham in June. I'm not 100% decided if I'm going to it yet. Maybe like 95%. If I don't get it signed, we'll just replace it with something else. Hero Killer Stain signed by Robert McCullum. Tomura Shigaraki's voice actor Eric Vale will be at MCM Comic Con London, as will Redestro's voice actor Sunny Strait. So I'll definitely be getting those 2 signed next weekend. And then we also have this overhaul signed by Kellen Goff. So I do have 3 more Attack on Titan figures to add in, but I want to bring them closer to the front so they're not buried, including that character that I may get signed at Anime Con in June. Again, have you guys guessed which character it is yet? But I'm going to go with Demon Slayer next then, guys. It's probably the second biggest to the My Hero Academia collection. We've got Kanao, Muscle Mouse, Tanjiro, Tanjiro's father, and speaking of Tanjiro, we have him, Zenitsu, and Inosuke in their robes from the Entertainment District arc. Then I've gone with a couple of Nezukos, Makomo and Sabito, and Yahaba and Susumaru. Makomo's voice actor is actually attending MCM Comic Con London, Ryan Bartley, but I've decided to get the 2-pack signed of Makomo and Sabito. I think it looks cooler, and hopefully Max Mittelman, who did voice Sabito, will come back to the UK. I did actually get my Saitama Funko Pop signed by him from One Punch Man, so yeah, like I said, hopefully he comes back very soon so I can complete this 2-pack. Next we got Rui, a few more Tanjiros, and a couple of Inosuke's. And in front of those, there's Nezuko, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, and as I mentioned before, I had 3 more Attack on Titan figures to add in: Sasha, Porco, and Zeke. If you guys have guessed correctly, Sasha's voice actor is attending Anime Con UK in Birmingham. Well, it's not her original voice actor, which was of course Ashley Birch. She was then replaced by Megan Shipman in the 4th season. So yeah, again, 95% certain I'll go to that con and hopefully can get this one signed. So front and center of this row, we got some signed Demon Slayer. There's a couple of Tanjiros signed by Zach Aguilar, Kanao signed by Brianna Knickerbocker. I mentioned it earlier that the voice actor for Hawks, there he is right there, Zeno Robinson, is at Anime Con UK in Birmingham. He does also voice Genya Shinazagawa, so if I do go to that con, he's there, pretty easy to grab. And Sasha is in just behind, so yeah, that makes things a lot easier for me. Mr. Haganetsuka, his voice actor Robbie Damon will be at MCM Comic Con London next weekend, so I'll definitely be getting that signed. And then there's also Enmu signed by Landon McDonald. So more Demon Slayer up top. Then we've got another Tanjiro, the Chase Gyome, the Glow-in-the-Dark Rengoku, the Chase Aoi. We've also got Zenitsu and the Flocked Inosuke. In front of those, we've got Muzan Kabutsuji, Daki, Yahaba, Susumaru, Lady Tamiao, and Yushiro. Further in front, we've got Master Kaguya, Gyu Tomioka, Gyome Himejima, Kyojuro Rengoku, Mitsuri Kanroji, and Obanai Iguro. And almost rounding out the Demon Slayer collection, we've got Unmasked Inosuke, Aoi, the Chase Tengen, as well as his wife Suma. The reason I say almost rounding out, we've got a couple of signed ones to go at the front, but I do also have Tengen's other 2 wives, Hinatsuru and Makio. I just haven't unboxed them yet. They're like still in their parcels, so that's why we have these 2 Kugasaki, because Jujutsu Kaisen is going to go above, and if I've done my mathematics, there should actually be some spare slots up above. Fingers crossed. Completing this row then, we've got the rest of my signed Demon Slayer Funko Pop collection. We've got Shinobu signed by Erika Lakasto, Muichiro Tokuto signed by Griffin Burns, and Sanemi Shinazagawa signed by KG Tang. And I've decided to mix in my signed Jujutsu Kaisen Funko Pop collection. Satoru Gojo also signed by KG Tang, the same voice actor right there. We've got Yuji Itadori Black Flash signed by Adam MacArthur. And you guys will see, once again, Megumi Fushiguro not signed, but it will be next weekend, guys. He is the same voice actor as Mr. Haganetsuka, so that's why I've popped him in right there. Robbie Damon, can't wait to get that signed. Guys, we are right at the top now, and if it wasn't already obvious, I'm going to finish up this section with my Jujutsu Kaisen collection. So we've got a bunch of Itadoris and another Fushiguro. In front of those, we've got a few Gojos and a couple of Nanamis. Further in front, we've got Sukuna, Geto, Mahito, Hanami, and the Common and Chase of Inumaki. And you know what? I never claim maths to be my strongest subject. Up here then, we've got Todo, Maki, Mai, and Panda. And as I said earlier, I was hoping the 2 Kugasaki could come up, so Tengen's other 2 wives could go in. I mean, they still can, but I was hoping that would be it for my Jujutsu Kaisen collection. I was out by 1. I still have this BAM exclusive Mahito, but you know what? I didn't really like the character very much, so we'll find another home for him. But to be perfectly honest, there are more Jujutsu Kaisen Funko Pops coming out soon, so I guess it is a problem for another day. And I just literally found another Zenitsu that I have as well. So annoying. So for the time being, I'm just going to pop them right there so they're out the way. So to round out this display then, guys, I've decided to go with my signed Hunter x Hunter Funko Pop collection. That may change next weekend. Like, I've only got 6 spaces, right, and it was kind of hard thinking what to go with. Some, like, I have 3 of some things, I have 2 of some things. We'll have more next weekend, so I can always change that up pretty easily. So for now then, this is what we have. Kurapika, signed by Erika Harlaka-Stone, sitting nicely there atop the Shinobu, which she also signed. She was a voice that character. Killua, signed signed by Christina V, Hisoka signed by Keith Silverstein, and then these are the two that I will be getting signed at MCM. I already mentioned Ryan Bartley earlier, the voice of Makomo in Demon Slayer. She also voices Komagi in Hunter x Hunter. And then look at this, guys, we actually have a trio. I've mentioned him already, Robbie Damon voices Haganetsuka, Megumi Fushiguro, and he does also voice Crollo in Hunter x Hunter, so we'll be getting that signed. And then this is the random one I decided to pop in, Margin Vegeta. I'll be getting this signed by the one and only Chris Sabat, who does, of course, voice All Might, as well as a whole bunch of characters, Zoro. I'm just forgetting them off the top of my head. I'm getting loads signed by him, by the way. So with that said, I think I'm going to stick the rest of the unsigned Hunter x Hunter collection up there. I've definitely got more to come in as well. I have recently ordered the Phantom Troop. But before we do that, I need a place to put all my 6-inch Titans. So I'm just going to whack them back up here where they were before. We got the Colossal Titan, the Armored Titan, the Female Titan, the Beast Titan, the Warhammer Titan, and the Cart Titan. And then there is, of course, Eren Hardened. So then I've got a bit of a Kilowatt army going on. He is my favourite character, but I already have one signed, so we're going to pop these at the back, along with that Chase Komagi, because I'm getting the, well, it's not really a common because it's still an exclusive, let's just say the non-Chase side. Then there's Mero MP2, Poof, and Illumi. And then finally we have a couple of variants of Kite. There's Gon, Netero, Bisky, and Aluka. To be honest, I probably could have packed this shelf a little bit better, but at the same time, I'm definitely not getting all the Phantom Troop in there. That's a problem for another day. So on to the bottom section then, guys, and what I had in here was predominantly the bigger one-piece Funko Pops like this one right here, Kaido, and to be perfectly honest, I think I'm just going to shove them all back in. I've also got a few Big Mum variants. This one is my personal favourite though. You've actually got a quadruple signing opportunity with Big Mum, Napoleon, Zeus, and Prometheus. And to be completely fair, you actually have a quadruple signing opportunity on the Hungry Big Mum Pop as well. I just think I prefer the other one. And the last Big Mum Pop I have is the Child Big Mum. No, I don't have the Chase. Hopefully we'll add it to the collection one day. Because it fits in really nice and snugly there, if I put it on its side, I'm going to go with the flocked Appa from Avatar The Last Airbender. And I mean, no One Piece collection would be complete without the Thousand Sunny, right? And the same can, of course, be said and will be said for the Going Merry. Now, I'm not going to be putting this into the display. I'm going to keep it out because I'm taking it to MCM Comic Con London to get signed, guys. I cannot wait. The OG 5 East Blue Straw Hat crew members, their voice actors, Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Nami, and Usopp are all going to be there. I'm going to get this signed, and I hope to get it signed with their pledges, you know, to see the East Blue, the world's best swordsman. I'm going to be king of the pirate, straw map of the world, and be a brave warrior of the sea. Hopefully I can get it done. If I can, it's going to be one of the most cherished pieces in my collection. We do, of course, have the awesome looking Trafalgar Law and Polar Tang Pop Ride to add into the display. I really hope they add more ships very soon. And speaking of Traffy, for whatever reason, I still have my OG pop of him down here instead of with the rest of the collection, and just to make things easier, I'm going to keep him down here. We, of course, can't forget about the Wanted posters. I think it's such a cool concept by Funko. Does anyone have any info on who's coming next? I heard of Whitebeard, but I also heard Whitebeard coming with the Moby Dick as a ride. You know what? I'd take both. So who do we have then? It's Ace, Goldie Roger, Luffy, yes he should be smiling, as well as Shanks. And for the time being they are sadly shoved in here at the back, but I will get them on the wall one day. I think it's going to be an awesome display. And the only other things I had down here are a trio of Demon Slayer 2-packs. I showed you guys the Makomo and Sabito 2-pack, which I'll be getting signed next weekend. We've got Tanjiro with Urokodoki, as well as the final selection guides. I think I'm going to just pop them right in there for now so they're out the way. So I actually am left with quite a bit of space under here, and although it's not ideal for some signed Funko Pops to go because you don't really see them all too well, let's just do it. So I mentioned these earlier in the video. I've decided to put my signed Pokemon Funko Pops down here at the bottom. We've got Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander signed by the OG Ash Ketchum voice actor Veronica Taylor, and then there is also Mewtwo signed by Jay Goad. And just for the fun of it, I've decided to throw in the last two signed Funko Pops I have currently. We've got Julius from Black Clover signed by Robert McCullum, and Toru Honda from Fruits Basket signed by Laura Bailey. We'll actually be getting another 2 Black Clover ones signed and another 1 Fruits Basket one signed at MCM Comic Con London next weekend. So up top on the other side, guys, I've decided I'm pretty happy with how this is for the moment, but I thought I'd still share with you what is inside. So we've got a bunch of Kurumas there, as well as the Kakashi and Sasuke Susanos. In behind those, I've got Sukuna on Throne, Jiraiya on Toad, Naruto and Gamakichi, Naruto as the Ninetales, and Naruto Baryon mode. Right at the back there's another Sukuna on the throne. That's the non-glow-in-the-dark version. To be perfectly honest, that's probably a bit of waste. I could put that elsewhere in storage, but that's a problem for another day. We've then got the awesome Naruto versus Sasuke moment, as well as South Park Elementary with PC Principal. And then we have this final last section, guys, which used to contain my Jujutsu Kaisen collection, which is now in the other side, as well as a bunch of my Star Wars pops, predominantly the Mandalorian, some Clone Wars, etc, etc, and then some other things mixed in. There's a Sesshomaru from Inuyasha. We've got that Awake and Go, and that was just the best place to put it because it's still one of the weirdest size boxes Funko have ever produced. Now, I was intending to actually box up my Mandalorian collection, but to be honest, I've run out of boxes from boxing up both Stranger Things and Pokemon, so I'm actually gonna give this shelf, this display, this section, whatever you want to call it, a bit of a miss today and do it another day. If you guys do want to see my Star Wars / Mandalorian collection, drop a comment below. I'll happily do a video on it. So with that, the alternate display is now complete, and that also brings us to the end of the video. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up and drop some comments below. Let me know your thoughts on the alternate display. And as always, we've got plenty more content on the way for you guys. The usual Funko, Lego, statues, figures, and TCGs are all incoming. I've mentioned it several times in the last few videos, several times in this one as well. MCM Comic Con London next weekend, guys. I will be attending. I'll be getting tons of Funko Pop signed. So we've got plenty of MCM Comic Con videos coming your way, including a preview this coming Wednesday. So if you want to know everything about MCM, make sure you stay tuned for that one and much, much more. What is the easiest way to stay tuned, you ask? You already know. Subscribe, hit click, smash that subscribe button, and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds!